Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk, we will update you with headlines and news, matchups to start off the week in the NBA. That is next. All right, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Darrell, on the opposite side, say hello to Darren Watch, everybody.
Oh, welcome to the show. All right, we're here.
We're here. All right, man. You doing good, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man.
Okay, man. We got some things that we need to cover here this week in the NBA. Man, you ready to rock this one?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's do it.
All right, good day to everybody. We are going to actually take a look now at the final scores, the stats from the previous nights. So, Darren, it's your floor, man.
Okay, good day to everybody. We have 2 nights worth of games to go over. We will start with the final scores and key stats for Saturday, April 8th, 2017. There was a total of 8 games. We will start with game 1, the Chicago Bulls of the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets wins this game in a close one, 107 to 106. Dwayne Wade, 14 points in first game since March 15th. Game 2 features the Boston Celtics and the Charlotte Hornets. The Celtics wins this game 121 to 114. Isaiah Thomas, 70th game with 20 or more points. Game 3, the Indiana Pacers, Orlando Magic. The Pacers wins this game 127 to 112. Paul George, 37 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Game 4, the Milwaukee Bucks, Philadelphia 76ers. The Bucks wins this game 90 to 82. Giannis Antetokounmpo leads the Bucks to a playoff berth. Game 5, the Miami Heat, Washington Wizards. The Heat wins this game in a close one, 106 to 103. Hassan Whiteside, 30 points, 17 rebounds. Game 6, Los Angeles Clippers, San Antonio Spurs. The Clippers wins this game 98 to 87. DeAndre Jordan, 17 points, 17 rebounds. Game 7, Utah Jazz and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers wins this game 101 to 86. Damian Lillard, franchise record, 59 points. Game 8 and the last game of the night, the New Orleans Pelicans, Golden State Warriors. Warriors wins this game 123 to 101. Kevin Durant, 16 points, 31 minutes in his return. And now we go to last night's games, April 9th, 2017. There was a total of 7 games. We will start with game 1, the Toronto Raptors and the New York Knicks. The Raptors wins this game 110 to 97. Raptors clinch at least the 3rd place in the East. Game 2, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks wins this game in a close one, 126 to 125 in overtime. The Hawks overcome a 26-point deficit in the 4th quarter. Game 3, Oklahoma City Thunder, Denver Nuggets. OKC wins this game 106 to 105. Russell Westbrook's 3 caps historic 42nd triple-double with 50 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. The Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns. Suns wins this game 124 to 111. Devin Booker, Tyler Ulis, and T.J. Warren combined for 62 points. Devin Booker and T.J. Warren with 21 points and Tyler Ulis with 20 points. Game 5, Houston Rockets, Sacramento Kings. Rockets wins this game 128 to 135. James Harden, 35 points, 11 rebounds, 15 assists. Game 6, Detroit Pistons, Memphis Grizzlies. Detroit wins this game 103 to 90. The Pistons outscored the Grizzlies by 22 in the second half. Game 7 and the last game of the night, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers wins this game in a close one, 110 to 109. D'Angelo Russell's 3 stuns the Timberwolves. These are your final scores and key stats for April 8th and the 9th of 2017.
All right, there's your final scores from the previous nights. I believe that was April 8th and the 9th. Now, sticking with the whole ordeal, we're going to go back to the Pacers and the Orlando Magic game and take a look at some analysis. Now, of course, me and Darren had predicted that the Pacers was going to pull off a strong win against the Magic, and they did just that. And we mentioned it before. They on the roll. They hot. They crunk. They're motivated. Things are starting to, look good for them, and they did just what they had to do, and that was good work by that team. So, Darren, feeling good enough to actually take a look at the stats from the Pacers and the Magic.
Here we have it. Pacers Magic. I expected them to win this game, but I didn't expect them to win by as many as they did. But like I said, I believe that Lance Stevenson is the big contributing factor to the Pacers in their winning games ever since he came back after losing to Cleveland. Taking a look at this, Pacers' biggest lead was 20, and Orlando only had 7 as their biggest lead. That's not enough to help win the game for Orlando. That's kind of a bit of a difficult situation for Orlando, trying to get back into they're not even in the playoff hunt, but at least just try to get back in sync to finish the season strong. Again, to highlight, the Pacers won all the quarters except the fourth. They lost by 2, but won the game overall. Taking a look at the keys to victory that I said was going to be for the Pacers to win against Orlando. I said on yesterday's podcast, they need to keep Orlando off the boards. In the last game against the Pacers, February 1st, I believe it was, Nikola Biričić had 15 rebounds. They kept Orlando off the boards. Without a shadow of a doubt, they kept them off the boards. Sorry, wrong one. 29 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, and 33 total rebounds. Nikola Biričić had 10 rebounds, no offensive rebounds. That was one key for them to win. There's 4 total, like I said, 4 total offensive rebounds for Orlando. 2 of those went to Aaron Gordon. The other one went to Biyombo. And the last one, there's one more, I don't remember who it was. Well, I'll tell my hand, I don't remember. But keeping them off the boards helped them win this game. Keeping them off the boards helped them win this game. And then the other key that I said that was going to be, that was going to be a key for them to win was to maintain the ball, commit less turnovers. In the last game, February 4th, the Pacers had 17 turnovers off of 12 Orlando steals. This game is the same issue with turnovers. The Pacers had 15 turnovers off of Orlando's 10 steals. Why did they still win this game? Because they were hot.
They still dominated. Yes,
they were hot.
They could get as many. Sorry, but I was going to say they could get as many as 52 turnovers to still could have won that game.
35 assists to get better looks at contested easy shots, not contested, but easy shots. 50% for the 3-point line, 59% from the field. That helped them to be able to maintain a good sinking, wide open basic jumpers and easy layups. That was their key, and I believe they found that with them being able to distribute the ball very fair, very easily. That was the keys for them to win the game. That's what they did to win the game. Congratulations to the Pacers. They now got the 7th seed. No, I'm sorry, the 8th seed. So they got 7th. Okay, they got the 7th seed. And hopefully they can clinch that at some point, hopefully in tonight's game. I'm not sure how the playoff scenario will go, but hopefully they will clinch that spot at some point. But congratulations to the Pacers on their win last night against the Orlando Magic.
And see, I said that things wouldn't look good for Milwaukee in the last last episode. I said that Milwaukee didn't look good in this situation, but apparently they did. They just locked up a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, all they had to do was win, and they did against the Philadelphia 76ers.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it yesterday that they had a good chance of winning because they had a better advantage because they play Philadelphia. Philadelphia's not playing too good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, them are your analysis from the last game between the Pacers and the Magic. All right, of course, speaking of the Philadelphia 76ers and the Indiana Pacers, we're going to actually sit down and take a look at the preview for the game tonight. Once again, Pacers, 76ers. This is a 7 o'clock game at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Yeah, I didn't realize the Pacers was going to be on the road, closing down the season. Good Jesus.
Yep, they got this road game, and then they got their home game, their last home game, and everybody's last game of the season on Wednesday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, the Pacers are doing good so far. Now, if this changes the whole perspective of the Pacers still not making the playoffs, they have so far worked the ability to keep a playoff spot, but they're still not necessarily in it, and it still ain't over either. So if the Pacers keep up the momentum of what they have so far, then they could definitely get a guaranteed secure spot, just like the Bucks did the other night. So this is a very dramatic ending to the season for the East. So we're going to see how everything works out. So a couple things to note in this preview portion of the podcast. The last meeting between these two teams was March 26th of 2017. 7 players scored in double figures in the Pacers' 107-94 win over Philadelphia at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Paul George led the way with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Miles Turner had 17 points and 16 rebounds to record his 12th double-double of the season. And Jeff T had added 16 points and 4 assists. Sergio Rodriguez led Philadelphia with 16 points in the loss, and rookie center Sean Long recorded his first career double-double, finishing with 15 points and 10 rebounds. Rashawn Holmes also added a double-double. He collected 11 points and 12 boards.
Parsh, you gotta be Parsh, I'm over here dying. I'm over here dying. It's hilarious. Parsh, you have got to do better than this.
Well, this is just a shortened, but I'm going to make myself look as much as easy as I can. And that's not the professional word to use on the podcast, but I'm going to use it anyway. That is more like an easier version of a shortened word, a parsonage.
Parsh, please. I'm over here dying.
I had to forgive myself. I had to collect myself.
I was over here dying laughing. Couldn't help it. Harsh.
Yeah.
Harsh. Wow, I'm done with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to throw that out.
That's okay, man. That's okay. I'll be done with myself too.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, I need to go back to the rewind. Okay, cool. All right, and a few more things to note on this behalf. The Pacers have now won 7 straight games against Philadelphia Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The Sixers' last win in Indianapolis came on April 17th of 2013. The Pacers is now 8-1 on the season when playing on a Sunday. Their lone loss came, of course, at Toronto. And the 76ers were without their second-year center, Jahlil Okafor, for the second straight game due to knee soreness. Yeah, I think that's all I can cover on that behalf. Okay, cool. Still got a few more things to note also. I was just doing the rewind portion of that game. Philadelphia leads the all-time series with the Pacers, 96-75, including a 52-33 record at home. The Pacers, however, have won 11 of their last 13 regular season games against the Sixers. This better be an easy win. Paul George has scored 20 or more points in 10 straight games. That is the longest active streak in the NBA and second longest streak of his career. He accomplished the feat in 13 consecutive contests from November 4th through to December 2nd of 2015. And before I forget, broadcast is going to be locally Fox Sports Indiana, radio 107.5 FM and AM 1070 The Fan. I forgot to look up Philadelphia's, but that's okay. The injury report for the game for the 76ers, Jared Bayless, and he's still playing. He is out with a left wrist surgery he had on it. Robert Covington is out with a right knee injury. Joel Embiid is out with a knee injury. Jahlil Okafor is out with knee soreness. Sergio Rodriguez is out with a left hamstring strain. And, of course, we've already known about this, but it's been going on for quite some time now. Ben Simmons is out with a fracture in his right foot. And for the Pacers,
don't even have a team. Jesus. They just, no wonder why that's their whole team.
Not to mention you scared the crap out of me.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that's their whole team. That's their whole team.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
That's their whole team.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Darrell, that was the longest injury report that we had done since we started this NBA podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, shame.
Mm-hmm.
They were real good playoff contenders too until they all went.
They were. Oh yeah, and then Ben Simmons got. That's what really hurt them the most.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards it was Joel Embiid, and then it was Jahlil Okafor.
Mm-hmm.
Them was supposed to be the big factors for the 76ers push, but considering them without Ben Simmons, they have done better than what I expected.
Yeah, because they could have pretty much finished off. Have they won any games since all of them got injured? I believe they have.
Well, Jahlil Okafor and Joel Embiid, they got hurt like a little earlier in the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a big thing. And doing it without Ben Simmons is really another big thing of getting more wins than 10 from last season. So that's a big comparison push. Big.
Agree.
Okay. Starting lineup. Projected starting lineup for the game tonight. It will be for the 76ers. TJ McConnell. And I want to say Timothy Luwawu Barrett as your 1 and 2. If I got that wrong, of course, I usually apologize, but I am not good with these type of names. Justin Anderson is your 3. Darrell Saric is your 4, and Rashawn Holmes is your 5. For the Pacers, you have Jeff Teague and Monte Ellis is your 1 and 2. Paul George is your 3. Thaddeus Young and Miles Turner is your 4 and 5. So there you have it. 68 points. Orlando Magic. Just don't pay no attention. I'm just talking. That was your preview proportions of
contained. Well, as long as the Pacers keep the defense contained of Philadelphia, they should do fine in this game.
Yep. Under 40%.
Mm-hmm.
They should be okay.
They should be okay.
8-1 against that, so they should be okay.
Yep. So with that being said, Darrell, who do you have in this game?
Well, the scene of 2K said that the Pacers going to win this game by 25, 175. So, yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with 2K. I agree with them. I definitely agree this game. Definitely agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I like the, they updated everything, so everything's looking good, and this is exactly how it should come out. The Pacers should win this game very easily tonight at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia.
Okay. Analysis for tonight's game. If I'm right, yes.
Yes, it's tonight's game.
Okay. Analysis portion of tonight's game. Of course, one of my main things that I am looking for the Pacers that they need to do against the 76ers is hold them down as a team to under 40%. It wouldn't really matter up to that point if they did actually get them over 40. That wouldn't necessarily mean that they could still get this win. It could still get a win off of this, but proving that you can hold a team to Philadelphia 76ers to under 40% shooting could actually up game the way that you're playing on defensive side for the Pacers. And when you do that, you get a good boost in the record. They are 8-1 in those games when they held to a team shooting under 40%. So that is, to be one of my key factors, is keeping Philadelphia 76ers shooting under 40%. And from the 2K stats, I have seen that they only held them to 32% shooting. That's a big thing. So if the Pacers could do that tonight, absolutely. They could get a definite W. But like I said, Philadelphia could get over 40% shooting, and the Pacers could still win this game because Philadelphia is not shooting the ball well. So keeping Philadelphia always main key, and then you close out the games, you blew them out. I'm all groovy. That's all I got for that portion.
My two keys to victory for the Pacers to win this game against Philadelphia is to keep their defense on Philadelphia. No matter at what point, they need to at least that. Of course, they're not always going to, be perfect on defense, but they have to at least keep some type of defense, like you said, keep them under 40% shooting. That could be one contributing factor to keeping them in check on defense. Another one that's causing havoc on the floor. And then the other key to winning, in my personal opinion, is to keep passing the ball for open looks. This seemed like this have worked very well for the Pacers since Lance Stevenson has came back. Involve your playmakers, Lance Stevenson, Jeff Teague. Get them involved.
And you see Jeff Teague dish out 13 assists in that game against Orlando. So yeah,
that's what I said. Yes, get your playmakers involved. Get Lance Stevenson. He's your bench player. Get him involved when Jeff Teague is out, or even when he is in. Get him involved. Get him in that playmaker. He is a very good playmaker. That gets him together. They're my two keys for that on that behalf. But taking a look at what 2K had to say about it. Let's take a look what 2K had to say about it. This is their team statistics from the first quarter. They're broken down between the first, second, third, and fourth quarter. And they're also broken down the first half and second half statistics, and then you have your overall. First thing to mention on this behalf is this. You had – not that one, this one. Philadelphia 75, Pacers 100. They fairly had an easy win against Philadelphia in this game. Very, 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 very easy game. But taking a look at the statistics, just take a look at something that drew my attention. This 2 for 10 shooting in the first quarter from for the 3-point line. This is unacceptable. You almost took half of shots that you did from the field, and you didn't even do that good, even just shooting from the field. Here's the thing. If Philadelphia wants to win this game, they're going to have to start with their basics. They have to start getting warmed up in order for them to start taking more of these 3-point shots. They're going to have to. 2 for 10, only 20%, that's not good. And even if you have to create contact to get to the free throw line, do that. That will help jumpstart your offense. But you don't want to go straight here. First possession of this game, they hit a 3-pointer. They were 1 for 1, and ever since then, they went down the hill. You have to get your field goals started. 15-footers, layups. These are just good ways to start off a game. These are going back to these just go back to the basics. They just go back to the basics. You had 3 turnovers, but no points off of it. Inexcusable. And I have a feeling this is how they're going to similarly play when they play the Pacers tonight. I have a feeling this is what's going to happen. Pacers had 7 points off turnovers in the first quarter. It's just inexcusable. And then you go to the second quarter. Excuse me.
Well, first, in your points in the paints and fast break points is another thing I'm also afraid of that the Pacers are going to do to dominate the 76ers in this game.
Oh, they're going to do it, no doubt. No doubt they're going to do it because they got their second chance points. Here's your points in the paint, 14. Philadelphia has 6. The problem with this is that this points in the paint came from this one block. That was Miles Turner.
Wow.
Philadelphia had 2. And Pacers still scored 14 points off in the paint. So that's a big contributing factor. So you want to bear that in mind. Go to the second quarter, if I can. Oops. I forgot I did draw on here, and I have no idea how to stop it. Where's it at? There we go. There we go. Second quarter. Here we go again. Talked about this in the first quarter. See that? See that?
Same stuff.
See this? Right here. Darrell, if you want to control anything, you can. I just gave you that.
Give me access. All right.
0 for 5. 0 for 5 for the 3-point line. That right there is unacceptable. We talked about this in the first quarter. That did not do them any better. And the field goals is the same way. It did not do them any good. Darrell, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. As usual, as you mentioned the shooting, here's something else, of course, as I always wanted to point out.
Turnovers. Pacers had 2 off turnovers, and Philadelphia had 2 turnovers, 3 points off of turnovers.
And this is something that you cannot have when it comes down to a team.
Their bench had to jumpstart them. They almost came back in the second quarter. So that is a good point. You cannot let their bench do what they need to do on their behalf. You cannot let them do that.
That's right.
You cannot let them do that.
A factor. Yeah.
Exactly. You can't do that. That's unacceptable. Let's go to the third quarter. Take a look at the third quarter once again to point out. They did better. Not too good, but they did better. 3 for 7, 10 for 20. They did better. They got to the free throw line. They start getting contact. They start playing physical. The third quarter, to me, was kind of scary for them. I thought they was going to come back. The Pacers, I thought they was going to let them come back. They got, like you said, 14 bench points. Second chance. They only had 2 second chance points, but they had absolutely no fast break points, which hurted them because the Pacers did miss 3 3-pointers. Very critical. They could have had fast break points right off the bat, but they couldn't capitalize off of them.
Absolutely. And here's another thing I want to point out. This right here for your second half. You cannot allow the collapse like this.
5 team fouls.
That leads to this.
Yep.
You just cannot do that because for one thing, the Pacers were not even in the team penalty at this point. I think it's 16 fouls and you hit the penalty.
Yep.
So evidently, you're getting your fouls.
But you're getting them off of contact while they're shooting. So that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And they, like I said, they almost came back in this game in the third quarter alone. They almost came back in the third quarter alone. Let's now take a look at the fourth quarter, see what they have in the fourth quarter. Here's the fourth and the final quarter. Again, to point out, you have 4 for 4 free throws. Off the 6 3-point line. See, that hurt them. 5 for 19.
Oh, yeah.
That hurt them. The Pacers sealed the deal. Had a 2 for 3 free throws, 3 for 7 3-pointers. That was all in the final minutes. 9 for 18 from the field. That's 50%. No fast break points. 10 points to the paint. Philadelphia will have to play better. And I would expect to see something out of this better, maybe if Philadelphia come in at this point, Darrell.
Well, for them to be 4 for 4 from the foul line, like you said, this you cannot do.
That has to go up.
You cannot do.
Yeah, that they both have to go
up.
Oops, sorry about that. Can't go out.
and then as you look at this, leads to
Yep, that's where their 4 for 4 perfect free throw shooting comes from. Now, if the Pacers did not shoot the ball as well as they did, Philadelphia's had a chance to come back. They had a chance to come back.
But when you're causing havoc like that, this is where it comes. Right there.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Absolutely. This is just basic first half. Once again, these are just first half stats. We pretty much take a look at those individually. You have your second half stats right here, just pretty much the basic to the point. And then your total game field goals. Under 40% shooting, just real briefly. This is what Darrell was talking about, 32%.
Yep.
Oops. 32%, you got to keep them under that. 21%, keep them under that. You'll be good. You'll be good.
If you're going to actually get something like this from the Sixers, 81% free throw shooting, then that means you have to boost this up for the Pacers.
Yep.
Right here.
You
have to boost that up.
Yep.
And 47% is dang near like, for a team, it's like dang near perfect. So that's the kind of stuff that you really need. Points in the paints, they dominated. Fast break points, they caused havoc. So, you can lead them to this as much as you want. You can lead them to this as much as you want. But as long as you do this right here, keep contained on this, and then convert more on your free throws, I have no fault in this.
No kidding. Then your total game analysis, this is what we're looking at in the preview of the Indiana Pacers Philadelphia 76ers game tonight at Wells Fargo Center. That's what we're looking at this point. That's what we're looking at. All right, so after taking a look at the whole screenshot of the game clips from this game particularly has shown me some very good interest on the behalf of how the Pacers can win this game tonight. Paul George and his hot shooting shot phenomenally well tonight in that gameplay. Lance Stevenson coming in on the big crucial stretch of the minutes to come in and kind of involve his little playmaking. Miles Turner, hot shooting, rim protector, did phenomenal in the game. Even who was it that I want to say? Monte Ellis did very well tonight also, although he didn't shoot very well, but he was able to kind of distribute the ball pretty well in tonight's game. So there's a lot of different little small things that each three of these players did. Jeff Teague, although he kind of struggled shooting the ball, he still was able to distribute the ball very well. So that kind of helped for the Pacers for them to win the game. Like I said, Lance Stevenson coming in off the stretch, really put in some big contributions to help the Pacers in their win. There's a lot of things in there that kind of just gets to me, and I like the performance that the Pacers have had. They all in sync, they're all together, they're doing well. I'm very impressed with the Pacers at this point.
So am I, Darren. I'm impressed with, how the Pacers have actually come together as a team. They have actually, for once, head coach Larry Bird has actually started to listen.
Word. Yeah.
He's actually listening to Paul George, and now that, with this whole ordeal, with the addition, of course, of Lance Stevenson, the question is that is Paul George going to be able to stay around, with the Pacers with this kind of performance that they have, so
I
far.
believe so. I believe so. So as long as Philadelphia keep their defense contained, as long as the Pacers keep the defense contained of Philadelphia, they should do fine in this game.
Yep, under 40%.
Mm-hmm.
They should be okay.
They should be okay.
8-1 against that, so they should be okay.
Yep. So with that being said, Darrell, who do you have in this game?
I've seen the 2K said that the Pacers going to win this game by 25, 175. So, yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with 2K. I agree with them. I definitely agree this game. Definitely agree.
I definitely agree.
I like the, they updated everything, so everything's looking good, and this is exactly how it should come out. The Pacers should win this game very easily tonight at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia.
All right. Time for the preview of Major League Baseball. St. Louis and the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs will be playing the Dodgers, and the Cardinals will be playing Brain Fart.
That I don't remember.
See,
that I lost my mind on. I believe it's. Let me double check, make sure I got this right.
It might have been the Pirates, wasn't it?
I believe it was the Pirates, but let me confirm that first before I jump to that conclusion. Nope, it is not the Pirates. It is the. I don't even see him on here. Oh, the Nationals. Da-da-dum.
Yeah,
Nationals.
We talked about that.
We talked about that. Yeah,
so there's your two teams right there. That's what the Cubs and Cardinals are playing.
And I had it right in front of my face. Come on.
See? Wow.
Can't win.
Wow. Yeah.
Can't win.
All right, Darren. Go ahead with your little preview for this, man.
Okay. Try to be very brief on this. Hang on, because I forgot to pull this up. So tonight we have first. Let's start off with the Cubs. Los Angeles Dodgers, Chicago Cubs. The 3-2 Cubs going up against the 3-3 Los Angeles Dodgers at Wrigley Field. You can catch this game on ESPN, 8:05 Eastern Time. You catch this game. And then for the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals, the Cardinals will be going up against the Washington Nationals, 3-2 Nationals, going up against the 2-3 St. Louis Cardinals. You can catch that on your local TV channels. The Cardinals would be Fox Sports Midwest for the Cardinals, and then for the Nationals, going to be, I believe, MASN. Yeah, that's what's correct. You catch this game at 7:05 Eastern Time. They are going to be at the Nationals Park in Washington. Going with the Cubs and the Dodgers, taking a look at the two starting pitchers.
Rematch
of the NLCS.
I want to say the divisions.
The divisions, okay.
Or it might have been a championship game. I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. The Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher, Alex Wood. Oh, both of these guys are lefties. Yikes. Alex Wood against John Lester, both left-handers. Alex Wood, one strikeout in his one start, I believe. I think it's one start. Alex Wood was sent to the bullpen at the end of the spring training, was starting place of Rich Hill on Monday against the Cubs. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts confirmed on Saturday that Hill is on a 10-day disabled list with a chronic finger blister. So Alex Wood actually took his start because of Rich Hill originally was supposed to start at this game. So Alex Wood is in his spot for the start of this series, 3-game series. And then for the Chicago Cubs, John Lester, also a left-handed pitcher, has a 1.80 ERA and 7 strikeouts. John Lester struck out 7 over the 5+ innings in his opening night against the St. Louis Cardinals, which I expected because the Cardinals was not going to win that series. He gave up only 1 and was victimized by some misplays on defense. Now, this is something you cannot do against the Dodgers tonight.
No.
The lefty is 3-2 with a 2.77 ERA in 6 career starts against the Brewers. Yeah. And then for the Cardinals, the starting pitcher is undetermined for the Washington Nationals, and then for the St. Louis Cardinals, Adam Wainwright, big key factor to the 2006 World Series St. Louis Cardinals champions, 3.60 ERA, 6 strikeouts. Bloop Blunt cost Wainwright 2 runs in the 5-inning season debut, but he otherwise pitched well. He inducted a high number of fly ball outs and showed faith in the changeup that he worked on throughout the spring training. Yeah, that's actually very good because I think that was his contributing factor even in the 2006 championship run, I think, and the 2011, if I ain't correct. So not too many of the starting lineups have been out for this 3-game series. So we have for game 1, of course, Adam Wainwright and John Lester, Adam Wainwright, John Lester for game 1 for St. Louis and Chicago. Game 2, Lance Lynn and John Lackey. And game 3, John Lackey. Do you not know who?
Yeah, I know who John Lackey is.
Okay.
Game of havoc.
Yeah, and then game 3, well, John Lackey, these are starting pitchers for Chicago and St. Louis.
Okay.
Only. Lance Lynn for Chicago for game 2, and then game 2 for Chicago. I'm sorry. Game 2, St. Louis starting pitchers Lance Lynn, and game 2, Chicago Cubs starter John Lackey. And game 3, St. Louis starter Mike Leake. And game 3, Chicago Cubs starting pitcher Brett Anderson. And of course, these are all subject to change. If you want to keep up, you can go to stlouis.com. There, the Cardinals website, the Cubs website, MLB website. You can go to those and keep up with the starting lineups and the batting rotation starting lineup. That being said, Darrell, in the series, who you got as the series winner for the Dodgers and the Cubs?
Okay, the Cardinals is a 3-game series, right?
And the Cubs.
Okay. I believe the Cardinals is going to sweep the Nationals.
Very
And
interesting.
I also believe that the Cubs is going to sweep the Dodgers. Even though that the Dodgers do have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, but I don't think they can pull over the Cubs like that. I think they got to sweep.
I think the Cubs and the Cardinals are going to win the prospective series, but not in the sweeps. The Cardinals is going to win theirs. The Cubs is going to win theirs. Here's what I'm going to think going to happen with the Cubs. John Lester is very clumsy, just based off what I read. He's clumsy, and it's kind of going to hurt them. So I think they're going to lose game 1. They're going to lose game 1, and then they're going to win the other 2 series, just like how they did with the Cubs. I'm sorry, the Cardinals. And then for St. Louis, I think the Cardinals are going to win their first 2 games, and they're going to lose the last one. That's what I think.
And it's interesting that you bring up John Lester and how clumsy he is. I'm just going to throw this out there. You can't be clumsy every game. Every game that you start. I think this is going to be one
Did he play the St. Louis Cardinals?
I think so. And I think that was the game they lost, right?
No, that was the opening night. Yes,
Oh,
that was the game St. Louis won.
Yeah. But I don't think that – I think John Lester is going to handle himself better and be carefree as much as he can.
I don't know about that.
During his time in the bullpen. I think so.
I don't know about that, Darrell.
I think so. I really think so.
I don't know. I'm not too confident in John Lester right now. Not too confident. Because the Cubs could have swept the Cardinals had it wasn't for Ben John Lester.
Well, I said that. Well, the reason why I believe that the Cubs is going to win 2-1 against the Cardinals is because of the home turf. I just don't think that the Cardinals is going to allow that type of respect of the Cubs to just bully them on their home turf like that. They're going to get some kind of win from it. But that's what I thought personally. It had nothing to do with John Lester or anything like that. And, even though if John Lester didn't start that first game, I still would have believed they would have lost that game.
No, the Cubs would have swept them. I still believe the Cubs would have swept them. They only won one game.
Okay, so you believe for every time that John Lester starts, the Cubs is going to lose.
Okay, it depends on how many innings he play.
How many innings did he play against the Cardinals?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I want to say 5. Well, it says 5+, so he can't play more than 5.
So he probably did about 6 or 7.
Yeah, he cannot play more than 5. I'm just going to be honest about that because if he played more than 5, yeah, because he struck out 7 over 5+ innings. So I want to say anyway, maybe 6 or 7.
I think that was just opening night there. I just think that was opening night. I believe that he got the confidence out of him, and I think that he is ready to actually be a little bit more careful.
We'll see. I ain't sure about that, Darrell, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a brief look at the headlines for the sports world of NBA, NFL, and MLB. For the first, actually, I'm going to switch this around. I'm going to go ahead and do MLB first, which I really don't see anything. The Oilers are 4-0. That's the only really hot thing I see. Oh, the Phillies has scored a club record 12 first inning runs. So that is pretty good. But that's all I have from what I see as a hot news for the MLB. Moving on to the NBA. The Hawks has clinched 10th straight playoff appearances. That's all I have for the NBA aspect. Now, this headline is combined with the NBA and the NFL. So now I'm going to switch gears to NFL. Tony Romo is going to suit up in the Dallas Mavericks final game against whoever. I don't remember who it was. So he's going to be suited up. He's going to be wearing number 9 for the last time. So,
is he wearing it Dallas Cowboys or Dallas Mavericks uniform?
Dallas Mavericks uniform.
Okay,
so he's just going to be an honorary member because the Mavericks are short on players, and so they have room for an honorary member, and that would be Tony Romo. Okay, so they're going to be practically a tribute to him with the number 9 jersey in Dallas.
And their last home game or their last game?
I think it's their home finale, and I'm pretty much assuming that it's going to be Tuesday.
Yeah, and it is.
So I think that's going to be the last game. Period.
That's their last home game. Their last game is on the road against Memphis on the 12th. But they play Denver at home on the 11th, so that's where he's going to be.
So that's who it's going to be doing. Yep, against Denver. Wouldn't it be nice if that was actually against San Antonio, Battle of the Texas?
Or Houston.
Or Houston, yeah. But
yeah.
I just thought that out there. Let's see. Bo Allen expected to miss 4 to 6 months due to a pectoral injury. So big. Okay, Darren, that's all I really have for the headlines for the NBA, NFL, MLB sports world. All right, Darren. Final thoughts? You got anything?
Nope, not at all.
Neither do I. So I guess we go ahead and wrap it up. Get on out of here.
Yep.
All right. That ends another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, you get a video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, you just comment on the comment section below. As usual, we're here. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darrell's on the opposite side.
Oh, yeah.
All right, catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. As many of you know, me and Darrell enjoy talking sports and giving out stats, but we also enjoy entertaining while doing it. So with that being said, you can check us out on the social media side and get more involved in our podcast. We're on Twitter at DTST2414, or you like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. We're also on YouTube. Like, share, do what you gotta do with that. Once again, we don't mind. Also, we are finally back on the podcast app for audio only purposes for those who enjoy audio only of our podcast. We're also on the blog, feature critical thinking and analysis, and you can check that out at doubletakesportstalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.
Two-play playmaker. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yes. No, it does not. There you go. Just like that. Just like that. Yep. Word. It's my bad. What's he, shot creator?
My dude's a shot creator.
Oh, think he's a playmaker for me then. You got it. All day. All day. All day. Yeah. You got it, sir.
Oh, what am I doing? It's okay. I thought he was gonna try to take it up. Yeah.
And I shouldn't have took that up like that. My bad.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
That's you all day, Pim. You got it. Thank you. Got it. Word.
Still got around him right over the back.
You got it, sir.
Oh, good pickup. Brick house.
Oh.
That's that bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. I gotta fix that.
Word.
Good shot defense, my black ass, nigga. Nerve kicked out. Oh, good. Oh, I thought you got it there.
Me too, man.
Ugh.
My bad. I probably shouldn't have passed it in like that.
You good, bro.
Man, all the threes they keep missing. They should have been way further ahead in this game. That's what they were relying on. Is the 3-point basket. Never mind. Mm. That's what I really want to be. I want to be in the paint. That's what I really want to do. So I'm probably gonna have to get to that resort. But the problem is they're gonna be open for the 3. See.
That little motherfucker right there, boy. I'm about to jump through this damn TV screen.
Yeah. Yes. All right. All right. Man. Golly. Oh. Man, it were good crucial plays, man. Congratulations, gentlemen, man. That was hard earned right there, man. That was hard earned. This is the game I might have to put up there, boy. This is one of those ones. Never give up. That's what I'm probably gonna hashtag it with. Never give up. Yeah, it's on film. It's on film.